Not a lot of competition. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. How are you all doing this morning? Wow, all right, that's good to hear. My name's Evan Anderson. I'm with Gizmonics. I get to be your MC this morning. Thanks for being here, and thanks for everybody that's streaming this morning. I know we've got some of those folks as well. Any new first-timer Million Cup people here today? Oh, it's a group of veterans? Look at us. Who's it? Who maybe been a while? Okay. That's going to make this next part a little bit redundant, but we're going to do it anyway. So in case you forgot, why are we here? We get together every Wednesday morning and we put an entrepreneur, a community builder, somebody that's doing something very interesting and neat in our community. We put them on our stage, let them tell their story, and then we act as kind of a community sounding board for them. Have some dialogue, ask some good questions, and lift up and support any way we can. For anybody that has had their own business or knows somebody that's had their own business, you know it's hard, not just a little hard, it's a lot hard, and that's a big part of the reason why we're here is to help these folks along their journey and see what we can do. And of course, the big takeaway is, can we change the face of our startup community over 1 million cups of coffee? All right. So, I'd like to thank our sponsors. We've got a really nice group of sponsors that throw a little cash our way, allow us to rent the theater, buy coffee, have end of year party. We've got a really cool end of year party. So just start thinking. Janya, what's the date on that? November 11th. Put it on your calendar now. You don't need more details than that. Just put it on your calendar. It's going to be the best ever. So celebrating our 13th year, finishing our 13th year of 1 million cups. Anyway, so we've got our Venti sponsors here. We have a whole page of those. We have a couple, and I know they're here. I think a lot of these folks are here today. Grande sponsors. and our tall sponsors, also a number of these folks here today. So thanks to all of you for your support. We very much appreciate it. And then our in-kind sponsors. These are the folks that let their people spend time on the organizing committee that help us put this together. It's actually a bit of a chore putting a program together every single Wednesday. For those of us that do, it seems like it's always Wednesday, as you can imagine. All right, so at the end, we will have a Q&A. Ross will be running this microphone around, so be thinking about questions for Miranda as she's speaking today. And raise your hand, Ross will get you the mug, and away we go. We have a lot of community announcements, so buckle up. Okay, first, it is National Hammock Day. Who has a hammock? I don't have a hammock. We need to get a hammock. National Buy a Hammock Day. Well, for those of you that have one, I think try to make a point sometime later today to just go spend a little time in it. It is very appropriate and a defendable thing to do today. All right, Mug Club, Shania.
You know, you're all veterans. I thought, well, I'm going to explain the Mug Club for the newbies because I haven't been here for a while. But anyway, you guys know, we had some good giveaways, some swag this morning. I know we gave away a leather coaster. We had our first milestone with the sticker through a magnet because she's awesome. So yes, but don't forget, we've got our Mug Club going on. I know so many of you are getting really great collections. So now here's the only thing. There's not always time when you come in to count all those stickers. So if you come in pre-counted, we totally trust you and we will swag the bejesus out of you, okay? And I know some of you are working towards T-shirts, and some of you are really close. So that's always a really exciting one as well.
Swag the bejesus out of
you. Yes. What I love is that they record this, so I can go and enjoy my awkward moments over and over again. Anyway, just also remember that not only do we have the Mug Club, but we have this thing called a random act of swag. You never know what when it's going to happen. You never know what the criteria are going to be, but just know the fact I'm showing you this slide today may be a hint there is a potential random act of swag moment that may occur this morning. Well, this is me. Okay, and this one I just put up. This was something that the downtowners had distributed, and if you're not on their list, you might not have seen it. But during our lovely construction downtown, the first 2 hours of parking are free at the two main ramps here downtown. So I just wasn't sure that everyone was aware of that, so just wanted to mention there is some free parking. So when you're saying those cuss words in your head, just go, oh wait, there's free parking. I can do that. Oh, this is Tyler.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Tyler with the Bismarck Library Foundation, talking about Library Palooza. So, Janya, you're going to do some swagging. We will library the bejesus out of you, okay? This Monday, July 27th, this is sponsored and kind of organized by the Friends of the Bismarck Public Library. It doubles as a end-of-year celebration for the summer reading program at the library, 6 to 8 p.m. this coming Monday. There's going to be free food, good refreshments. There's going to be live music. There's going to be scavenger hunts, outdoor activities, hands-on crafts you can do. A really fun event. Should be a lot of great energy in the library that night. So if you're looking for something to do, or if you haven't been to the library in a while and are just looking for an excuse to get there, here's your chance. So check it out, please.
Thanks, Tyler. Yes.
Morning, everyone. Alex over at the Bismarck Mandan Chamber EDC. Another reminder that our Bismarck Business Pitch Challenge is live. If you are an entrepreneur or you know an entrepreneur in town that is looking to take that next step in their business journey and compete for a grand prize of a $15,000 forgivable loan, plus a lot of good in-kind donations, please get registered. The QR code is there if you want to apply. You can also take a picture, send it to anyone that you know that this might be a good fit for. If you have any questions, you can contact me or Noah Vroman. He's actually upstairs. Noah's put a lot of time into this program. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you all.
Thanks, Alex. Great program. Mandan's been doing it for a long time, and it's exciting to see that coming to Bismarck. And also a shout out to Chamber EDC. They're a really good partner for 1 Million Cups. Our missions aligned, I think, very well. And as you mentioned, we got Noah up in the booth helping up there. He's our main tech guy. So thank you, guys.
right, Kara Geiger here with the North Dakota Community Foundation and BizMan Community Foundation. Just a reminder, our nonprofit networking group is meeting the first Thursday of every month. August 6th is our next one, and I just got confirmation yesterday we are having a speaker from Strengthen ND. She's going to talk all about the AmeriCorps program. They just are opening up the application for nonprofits to apply to become a host site, which means that they can have a volunteer, well, they get paid, but they're mostly volunteer, to help them out with things like capacity building and volunteer management. And the great thing about it is that if one nonprofit itself does not have enough hours to meet their requirements, they can work with another nonprofit. So maybe they both need a volunteer coordinator or something like that. They can share that. So it's really cool. She's going to come and teach the nonprofits about that. So if that's something you're interested in, please join us. It's totally free. Just come, bring your own coffee, whatever you want. We're at the National Energy Center of Excellence there. You don't even have to RSVP if you don't want to, but we do have a Facebook group. That way you can keep up on when we're having our events. So everyone's welcome. And then the BizMan Community Foundation, we're holding our third year of Community Impact Awards. We're looking for nominations right now. You still have until the end of August, so it's not a huge hurry, but please do be thinking about anybody in our community who is contributing significantly to the nonprofit sector, philanthropy in general in the community. They don't have to be affiliated with the Community Foundation in any way. We're just looking for people who are doing amazing things, contributing to nonprofits, and we want to hear about it. We want to honor them. So please visit our website, learn more about those, and send in your nominations.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is from our friends at Threefold. They don't know what's happening up there today, but we have. I can read that fast. Do my best, Caleb. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess, sure.
Yeah. I think you guys get the gist of it, but yeah. So Threefold, they do a lot of really high-end video production in Bismarck, Mandan, and the surrounding areas. They recently had a really big project with the Teddy Roosevelt Library, but they do a lot of community work too. And I've been lucky enough where I've gotten to be behind the scenes, and they hired me as talent for one of their production shoots, myself and my daughter. It's a really neat experience to see behind the curtain a little bit on everything that goes into live video production. They're offering this free to high school and college students, hosted at the studio there. QR code has more details, but threefold.tv/workshops is another spot to check it out. So if you know college students or younger folks who are looking for to get exposed to some high-end video production, this would be a great opportunity to do that. So encourage those folks to check it out. So hopefully Threefold does more of these if they get good traction on this one.
Yep, deadline today. So, but I think they just want the submission is like a 1-minute video or something like that. So, for those of you that didn't know, Threefold's been on our stage. They've been very involved in 1 Million Cups over the years. They spent a lot of time over this past year up at the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library, documenting a lot of that process. So they were selected for that project and many, many more. They're such a bright spot in our community, and how awesome that they're doing this, right? Okay. Oh, gosh, how do we pick?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Caitlin Green. I'm with the University of Mary. We just opened up applications for Leadership North Dakota. So if you are looking for any personal and professional growth, Leadership North Dakota is a 6-month leadership program. We start in January. We end in June. It's for individuals from all different sectors, from all across the state. We get together a Wednesday, Thursday each month in a different community across the state. We do a book study, which is facilitated by Evan and Janya. And then we do some community tours, some organizational tours. We bring in some speakers. We do some great networking, and it's just a great way to get to know people, expand your network, and just grow as a leader. So applications are open until September 30th. I have some information with me if you're interested. I'd be happy to share. we take, I pushed the envelope. I took 18 participants last year. I will never take more than 18 from across the state. We've kind of found that's our max. But it's a fabulous experience. We would love for you to play.
Thanks, Caitlin. I need to do a shameless plug too. Seeing it from the inside, Johnny and I have been fortunate enough to teach the last 5 cohorts, and it's truly amazing the impact that, well, we've got Riva here too, the impact that we've seen made on those participants, on those cohort members. So if this looks like it's of interest to you, I would really encourage you to at least check into it, apply, read a little bit more, or if there's somebody that you know that might be interested, it's an incredible opportunity, and only 18 people statewide per year get that opportunity. So check it out. Oh, that's give you a little practice.
Yeah.
So Fit for Victory, which is what you're going to hear about in just a little bit, is going to have their 3rd annual fundraising event. It's a non-competitive 5K color run. We have 6 color stations where you get color dust thrown at you. You can run, you can walk, you can do whatever you want. It's just a good time. We have a DJ there to hype you up. It's just a really good time. So that is on August 29th. It starts at 10 a.m. and it's at Saratoga Park, Shelter 10. We also have ice cream there, so just a lot of good stuff. One other date to remember is if you want to guarantee yourself a t-shirt, make sure you get your tickets before the 14th of August. And summer's going by fast, so go get your tickets like right now, like today.
We'll wait. Go ahead. Okay. All right. Two slides.
So this is I'm sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm Lane Hoffer. I'm with the Dakota Safety Network. This is our fall conference. It's going to be pretty much all day from 9 to 4, but we're going to have vendors. So if anybody's interested in doing a booth, it's $50 for a booth. You can't sell anything at BSC. That's kind of one of their rules. But yeah, it's going to be we're going to have 6 different speakers. It's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot of different stuff. So you want to go to the next one? Okay, and this is actually coming up on the 22nd of September. It's going to be a tour of the Falkirk mine, which I am very excited about, to be honest with you. It's going to be from 11 to 2. We will shuttle everybody there. So you're going to have to block out a good part of your day. It's not one of those that you can come and go things, but it's definitely going to be worth it. If you want to hang out with me, I'm going to be on the bus, and definitely good networking opportunities. We just want to have an RSVP by the 7th so we know how many meals and all of that stuff. A meal will be included. It's going to be $25. So.
Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't seen Falkirk, it is pretty cool. One of our cohorts actually went there. Got to ride in the drag line. It was pretty cool. Okay, anybody else? I can't imagine there's anything else going. Oh, look at this. I was wrong.
You had to say that. I'm Chris Kalish, and I'm with Ann Carlson. I've been up here before to talk to you about an annual event that's called Suits and Boots that we're holding this year. I'm really excited to tell you that we have changed the venue. It's going to be at 1603 Main Events. There are opportunities to buy tickets, and we're always willing to take anyone who wants to volunteer just to see our event. Ann Carlson provides services to kids and young adults with developmental disabilities, and this is a fundraising event. It will include some fun games. It's Western themed. It's an opportunity to put on those boots that I wear once a year. Some of the rest of you might also. Live auction, silent auction, and we always end with a heartwarming story from a family whose child has benefited from our services. The date is August 13th. That's a Thursday. Talk to me. I've got some handouts if you're interested, and I'll probably be putting more things out on social media soon.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. He's been shamed into making a slide. All right, so if there are no more, I think we're going to get this show on the road. So I'm excited. Miranda was on stage August of 22. So it's been 4 years basically since she joined us. And occasionally we'll bring an entrepreneur back, and it's interesting to circle back and see, did all that stuff you said you were going to do work out the way you thought it would, didn't it? All of that, shaking her head. Rarely do they. That's not unusual, but it's a really interesting opportunity to reconnect and see what she's got going. So Miranda Klatt, I'm anxious to hear what you have to say. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Oh, yes, I almost forgot about that. Hello, I am Miranda Klatt, and I am the founder of Fit for Victory. So as you said, it's really bright up here. Holy. So as you said, I have been here before with the same organization right when I started, and so we are making some changes, so that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Fit for Victory is a 501c3 organization, and what we do is we try to break down the barriers of the finances to get into fitness for people who are struggling with mental health or substance use disorders. So how this started was my own personal journey. I started working out just like anybody else to lose weight after I had a baby, and I quickly learned that it was a lot more about my body and more about my brain. So once I learned that, I started doing my own research onto why I started feeling this way, why my anxiety was reduced, why I started feeling better at the end of the day, why I was sleeping better. And it was much more than just like taking time for myself. And it was actually scientific. I went down the rabbit hole of finding out that there are not just like a couple studies done on this, but thousands of studies and hundreds of thousands of trials that prove that exercise is actually having the same effect on your brain as antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds. So after I learned this, I was not like empowered, I was angry. I was so upset that I didn't learn this in high school, that I have something inside of me that can help me with my anxiety and my depression and those hard days when I was raising my kids. I was upset that this wasn't being talked about just on the streets. I was going to an exercise program and nobody talked about it. How was this possible? So once I found this out, I got mad enough to become a personal trainer. And my goal was to just change the way that people thought about exercise. My goal was to never weigh somebody, never talk about their body when they came through my doors, never not talk about their body image at all. My goal was to teach them how important exercise is on your brain. It is so important. The effects on your brain are crazy. From, like I said, acting the same way as an antidepressant and an anti-anxiety med, to confidence building, to hormone regulation, to decreased risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. It is insane. So it is so important. So that was my mission, and my goal was to create a space where we didn't talk about bodies and we learned what exercise is actually doing on our brain. So in that, I started connecting with other personal trainers, other group fitness instructors that all had the same heart for mental health that I did. And what I found is that the people that I desired to serve, the people that I wanted to let know that this is good for them, couldn't afford my services. Because a lot of times when you're going through a hard time in your life, you also don't have any finances. So I learned very quickly that this was a huge gap. So I started offering free classes to people that were struggling in this area, or doing groups outside of here, which, taking time away from my family with no income coming in, huge overhead. Realized that that was the way for tons of other instructors in the area. The overhead for running a gym, you guys, is insane, especially if you're in a private studio and your only income is coming in when people show up. If you're not a 24-hour access, fun fact, I think the percentage of commercial gyms who they're in 75% of their income is people who don't show up to the gym. So who just carry a membership. So that's a fun fact. But so for a place that's like a private studio or a group setting like CrossFit or like Cycle Bar, something like that, the overhead is kind of crazy when you're only getting paid when people show up. So that being said, I was like, something has to change. We have incredible facilities that want to bring people in and love on them and empower them and lift them up, and thousands of people that would love to get in those doors. So we have facilities closing their doors because they can't afford to stay open, but a demographic of thousands of people that would love to go, yet the only barrier is finances. Well, something had to change, so I decided that was going to be me who was going to change things. I started Fit for Victory. We're in our 4th year, as you said. We're in our 4th year of operations. And we started out, the concept was that we would give a voucher for sessions to go to a facility and we would foot the bill. And so that's how we started. We just wanted to get people that were in recovery into those doors at no cost to them. So what we do is we take donations, whatever, and the money that we get goes straight to facilities that already exist in our community. We do not provide the exercise. That's one big misconception, is that we're going around and doing the exercise classes or whatever. We do not. We partner with local facilities like Cycle Bar, I mentioned, and CrossFit gyms and personal trainers in our area. So all of the money that we get goes right back into our community to keep those businesses alive and to help people at the same time. So how we started was referral only. So we worked with local therapists, recovery facilities like Heartview Foundation, F5 Project, places like that that would refer people to us. And then we had our vouchers, which we didn't really have a great plan of how many vouchers, like after 10 sessions, what happens. So then we found out very quickly that without boundaries. This is why I'm back today. This is why I'm here today. We did great. We operated. We helped a lot of people, but we found out very quickly that not having strict boundaries, not having a set plan, not really knowing who's coming and going and when they're coming and going was going to hurt us in the long run. So the referral process was too many hoops to jump through when it comes to, we're working in the mental health field, we're working in the recovery field, so confidentiality is a big deal. So it was a lot for people to get a referral, get an ROI, to then have them come to us and whatever. So the first thing we did was we then went to online applications. Well, we still had a huge headache of not having a set start time, end time, how many sessions you were specifically getting, how many vouchers you could get, and how long that was going to take, which for us to grow was impossible because we couldn't make a budget. How do you make a budget to write a grant when you have no idea your timeline of who you're going to help, when you can take the next person, how many people you can actually help in this period of time? So that was one of the big things, is what we couldn't do a budget. The other thing was for our participants. There wasn't, not only are we offering exercise and a community to get into that isn't going to a bar, so you can meet new people without having to go to a bar, but we're also offering accountability. Like, that is a huge thing for people who struggle with their mental health, struggle with recovery, is accountability. So we want them to have a set time, like, this is an opportunity for you. You have until now to start your classes. You have until now. So that was another thing we really wanted to do, because we were seeing people sign a contract with us, and then they wouldn't start where they were going to start for a week and a couple weeks, and then we would be in contact with them again, and it'd take a couple more weeks. So that also was not helping us get more people through the door. And we need data. We're a new concept. This doesn't exist. Like, this concept doesn't exist anywhere in North Dakota. There is something similar that I found that's called Phoenix, but they are the exercise people. They bring the exercise. So this concept is very new. So we need the data. And if we don't have people going through our program and seeing if we're helping more in the recovery sector, are we helping more in the mental health sector? Is it helping people, or is this just, a wash? Like, we don't have that data. So that was super important for us. We need the data, we need the budget, or we don't get money and we don't operate. So that's when we decided that we needed to change a lot of things. Like I said, our first change was to do an online application. Another change was to have a strict standard for who can get in and who cannot get in. We have now set times after 30 days. If you don't start, you have to reapply. And just a lot of other things that we decided to change. We decided to have a clear mission and vision statement. So we started right from the foundation. We were like, okay, we started this because Miranda here had a dream. She's never had anything to do with a nonprofit ever before. I didn't even know what a bylaw was, you guys, when I started this. So my board came together and they're like, okay, Miranda started this from just hopes and dreams. We need to have structure. So we're starting from the foundation, coming up with new clear vision statements, new clear values, new clear everything, and a clear new program. So what we're moving into now is called our 60-10 journey, which is a program setting. So now they can have up to 60 sessions. That's their max amount at 10 sessions a month. Does that mean they have to use all 60 sessions? No, but that's their limit. So it's a 6-month program where they can have up to 60 sessions at a place of their choice. So our partners range from Pilates to personal training to cycle bar to all these other places that we have as partners. And so if they only use like 5 sessions that month, it does not roll over. So they have 6 months to use up to 60 sessions, and then they're done. Our hope, as I said, I struggle a lot with missing people, missing some person that doesn't qualify or can't financially bear it after 6 months. So my board has to keep me on track. Like, we're going to help as many people as possible. We can't always worry about the one person that might get lost. But our hope is that we are holding them accountable. They see the benefit of this. And hopefully if they're with a personal trainer, they know that after 6 months, they either have to learn how to do these things on their own at a gym, or they need to figure out their finances. Is there something they can drop so that they can afford to continue to go here on their own? So it holds them accountable to not only change their mental health and their physical health and get into a community, but also maybe take a look at your financial things, maybe learn how to budget. So we're giving them accountability in all areas of life, is what we're trying to do with this new program. And we're hoping that it is trackable for long term now. So we're hoping that we can scale it to a point. What we really want to do is, right now we're based in Bismarck and Mandan. We've had interest outside of Bismarck and Mandan. We would love to move into Minot. Minot has a lot of interest. F5 Project does a lot in Minot, and they're the ones that have reached out and said that there would be a need in Minot and Dickinson. So there's definitely a need out there and a desire to grow and build this, but right now we are able to only host 5 people at a time. So we want to grow and be able to get the finances to grow our board and to grow everything, which is what we need to fuel this is we need the donations. We need the fundraising. We need all of those things to be able to grow and expand. We want to grow and expand here. Ideally, I would like to have 10 to 15 people at any one time that is going through our program continuously. That's my 5-year goal. And then we'll grow from there, hopefully. So we need all of those things. People to help with our events, people who are interested in the mental health of our community and the recovery of our community that think that this is a great mission, reach out to me. We could use donations and help in any way. And then our partners. We need both fitness partners, and we're now online application based, but we still work very closely with our referral partners. We have a space on our application that asks if you were referred by somebody. And if they were referred by somebody, they come to the top of the list of getting approved. So we still work very closely with therapists in the area, any recovery facilities. We would like to work closely with integration into the community, like the prison system and stuff like that. We would like to work closely with those people. So if you know anybody that works in one of those sectors that we're not working with yet, we would love to work with them. Any fitness providers that we are not already partners with, I would love to expand it so that every genre is available, because exercise is different for everybody. Some people love running. Some people love to lift weights. Some people, yoga is their thing. Everybody's different, so I want that opportunity to have people find joy in movement. Because again, I don't think it should be about our bodies. I don't think it should be about weight loss or muscles. It should be about something that makes you happy and changes your brain chemistry. So I want I want every single facility, anybody who's teaching a fitness class or personal training, I want them as a partner so that we have a vast array of options for our people. And then we are also always looking for people to help us. I, again, started this on hopes and dreams. I just had a passion for what I found in my personal life and found in others, and have seen so many people change their lives. My best friend has been sober because I brought her to my gym and made her hit a tire with a steel mace, and her life has changed forever. It's a whole story, but I've seen so many people change their lives through fitness. And so I started this on hopes and dreams, not knowing really anything. And I've had so many people come alongside me and carry me for 4 years. So we're always looking for people who can help in ways that I don't know how, like finances, writing grants. If you're just passionate about putting on events, come on to our event team, help plan 5Ks and maybe dinners or whatever. I don't know, if you have ideas, come on and help us. So we're looking for people to help in marketing and all those areas. So if you are passionate about this, also contact us and come join us. I think that is my last slide. Thank you. Okay. Which one?
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Pick one. All right. So Ross is running the microphone. So Miranda, I'm curious, how long, you've made some changes.
Yes.
How long ago were those made? How far into this kind of adjusted version of your business are you?
So we're currently changing the program. We changed to online application, I think about maybe a year and a half ago. And so that brought more people in, which then that's when we seen because before that, it was the referral system that we weren't getting people to come to us. Then when we had people come to us, we saw this other challenge of not being able to track data and me trying to contact people and taking away from other things I could be focusing on. So we're currently changing our contracts right now to fit our new program. And
So far, so good.
That's a process on its own. So
I like the 6-month thing because I think that probably gives people an opportunity to maybe build some habits or some new habits that that hopefully they'll continue, like you were saying, without that support. I'm wondering if some of your partners out there will offer some kind of a reduced rate potentially or something like that, just as kind of an off-ramp from what you're doing to maybe fully sustaining. Is any discussions around that?
So we actually do require all of our partners to already give us a reduced rate, and that also just helps with getting funding and maintaining our own funding. So they already do give us a reduced rate, but depending on who it is and how they operate, everything is once they go through us and they start the program, they're going to that place like anybody else. Nobody else knows they're coming from Fit for Victory except the instructor or maybe even the owner. Some of the instructors might not even know. And so in my personal experience, going to fitness classes and going to personal training and stuff, you end up being a family, and then I feel like there's always room for negotiation. But it would always it would depend on the facility.
Kind of a case by case.
Yep.
I think it's got to be great for your partners too, in that it's a new market. It's more visibility. I'm sure most of these organizations are always looking for more participants in what they're doing. So.
Yes, and we truly have a really great community of fitness facilities in our area, and so I want them to stay open. In my experience having a gym, I really didn't make money. I was just staying open. It was essentially, although I opened my gym a year before COVID, so that also was a huge struggle.
Great time.
Yeah, but I closed it to start this, so yeah.
Excellent. Shania.
Miranda, great to see you again.
Thanks.
So you gave us a list of kind of, I guess, needs or gaps. And you also said, I think your capacity constraint is at 5 people at a time, right? Which of those, do you have a long list of applicants who are waiting to come in that door? Or is it the funding to pay for those folks? Or, what is that if you had to prioritize those biggest gaps, and what is capacity constraining you right now?
So we base our capacity on how can we sustain these financially. So that is what we base our amount on. We do have 2 people. We don't have a long waiting list right now. We have 2 people currently on our waiting list to get services, but we also have people coming off soon, so we should be able to get those people in. But we would like to help as many people as possible. Yeah, it is funding so that we can maintain our operational needs as well as maintain these people through their journey. So the people that we have right now are still on our voucher program, and we just have kind of morphed our voucher program into them knowing that they are done after 6 vouchers. So still kind of the same concept, but they don't have a timeline. So they just get 6 vouchers that have 10 sessions each. So that could be, who knows? It depends on how often they're going and stuff, which is why we really wanted to have more boundaries.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Oh. Our first non-organizer question. Let that be a lesson to all of you.
Woo!
Wow. Thank you so much. That's amazing. It's beautiful. It's the cutting board. I love it. All right. Well, Miranda, wonderful job.
Thank you.
Comment and a question. I think it's really great example of what to do right in starting a nonprofit, and you're recognizing the pain points and what's working and what's not, and evolving. And so congratulations on that. I think it's great what you've done. My question is, once someone is approved and they're going through the program, what kind of ongoing contact or follow-up is Fit for Victory doing to track the impact on them and their mental health? Are you doing a survey at the start and the end? What does that process look like?
So currently they have to so we're in transition right now. We're currently working on contracts. We can't move into our new programming until that starts. So we're still on the voucher program now. And currently they have to check in with me every time they're done with 10 sessions to be approved for another 10 sessions, essentially, is how we were operating. So they actually, both the person and the provider checked in with me every 10 sessions. And so that's how we were operating. I hope to still be in contact with people throughout it. We do not currently have an end survey, but that is something that we are adding. We're working on the questions we want to ask, and keeping it as broad as we can to not to stay within like HIPAA laws and not break anybody's confidentiality, but still collect data on what sector, how it's working, how many people are helping and stuff like that. So we will have an end of session questionnaire. We currently don't, but currently they're checking in with me, so.
Tyler.
Yeah. Hi, Miranda. I'll echo Kara's comments. Just say, persevering through all this and all the iterating you've done is very impressive, and the grit it takes to do that is admirable. So thank you. My question, I have two questions. One, if somebody wanted to sponsor just one individual participant in Fit for Victory, do you have an idea of what the cost is, both in terms of the classes, but the overhead associated with that too?
So the max that it would cost, so with our partners, they charge what they would charge minus our percentage that we ask off, with a cap. So the cap is $40 a session for personal training and $20 for group fitness. So the max that it would be, I think, is $2,400 for the 60, and that would be the max that a person. But it's going to differ from group fitness to personal training and from facility, and with the discount. So every person is going to be a different model, but we're basing our budgeting off of the max amount that could be charged.
And sorry, so the max amount is
$2,400 for a full 6-month
For a full
program.
So if they did the whole, all 60 sessions at the most expensive.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Other thought I had is the 60-10 program, this 6-month protocol they're committing to. It almost reminds me of the Bismarck Global Neighbors model, where they have mentors volunteer with new Americans in Bismarck Mandan, and it's a 6-month commitment that you do. Curious, have you thought about any mentoring on top of the fitness, or are there volunteers that can do one-on-one work with your participants, or how is that mentoring part in nutrition and finances? How is that working in addition to the fitness classes?
We don't really have mentors, but like I said, when you get into those group fitness sectors and you become part of that, you become a family. I always say it's a snowball effect. Once you get into that community, people start talking, you meet people and they start talking to you about nutrition. Then they start talking to you about, are you getting your protein in? Have you tried meditating? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it flows into all aspects of your life just being in that community. Now, this is my jam, coming and telling people about the importance of exercise. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to go do more outreach and go mentor more people, and that's really where my heart is. That's why I need help. I need people on my board. I want people to come in and build my board so that it can run smoothly, so I can do what I'm passionate about, and that is to teach people about the importance of exercise and how it has nothing to do with your body. So, but I do feel like getting into the exercise community is its own mentorship, if that makes sense, because you just come alongside so many people that have had that experience or that know something else that worked for them, or and then you just get into, like, somebody introduced me to running, and they're like, have you ever tried running a 5K? And then I started running, and then somebody introduced me to yoga, and then I did CrossFit for a stint there. And so I've done everything from yoga to powerlifting, and that's because I was in a community where people kept introducing me to new things. So I think the community itself is its own mentorship program, kind of, which is what we wanted to.
Changing your peer group in a sense, and probably introducing some healthy new things into your life.
Yes.
That totally makes sense.
And one of the things that I hear a lot in the recovery community is that one of the reasons that people relapse is because they feel lonely and isolated. Because here in North Dakota, I don't know if you know, but it's winter most of the time. So how do you meet new people in a place where you aren't outside, you're not going to the park, there's not a lot of things to do in the winter time unless you have money or you go to the bar, and for people who are in recovery, the bar is not a good choice. So we want to have an opportunity where you can integrate into a new community, meet new friends in a new setting. So that's really important, not only the fitness part and the brain part, but the community part.
So hindsight being what it is, I always say I wish I could have the hindsight ahead of time. That would really be useful. If you could go back and tell the 4-year ago Miranda anything, what have you learned that would have really helped you out then?
Probably working on building a strong foundation. I would have probably I was so focused on getting started and helping people. Like, that's what I'm doing this for, obviously. But I would have grown my board a little bit more, probably. I would have maybe done more leadership things on myself to learn more about the nonprofit sector, because I really didn't know a lot. And there is a lot of a lot of stuff when it comes to having a nonprofit that I didn't know. So I think I would have probably focused more on that in the first year of just instead of being so focused on getting started and helping people, which I'm glad I did, because that's where my passion is, that's where my heart is. But it took a while for me to grow that foundation of having a board. I didn't realize that I needed to have a whole separate committee for fundraising,
Bylaws.
And all the rules. There's so many rules. There's just so I wish I would have been taken time to be more knowledgeable in that area before I started, because I had a for-profit business, which, in my opinion, is honestly easier than a nonprofit, because it's simple. Like, you give something, somebody gives you money. Here, in this, there's it's pretty simple, where this is a whole nother funding and, what are you using it for, and tracking data and whatever. So it's a whole nother ball game.
Shania.
I got so into what you were talking about, I lost my mind. Hold on. Part of me was thinking, you only think I have one random act of swag per time, so now everyone's clammed up, right? They're like, yeah, she's out of cutting boards. I'm not going to ask a question.
You never know.
I know, right? I can make more. No, I guess what I was thinking is, I think I understand the challenges of getting that, in getting those stories right because of the HIPAA and everything. But if you could, you've touched base with a lot of folks who have been going through your program these 4 years. Could you just share maybe some of the, I don't know if there's even tidbits, just completely, just people, some changes that you have witnessed? And then also maybe, what are those characteristics? What are those folks that have been really, really successful? What are some of those maybe elements of success about them?
So we've had a few people come through our program now, and all of them that have stuck through it have reached out, and we do have testimonials that we share periodically on our Facebook page. But again, it's the mental health, like the clarity in the day. They work better. They show up better for their families. That's huge for me. And a lot of other people. And then not only is exercise good for your brain, but once you're consistent, realizing that discipline and consistency is actually not, I joke that everything that people complain about for not exercising is what exercise is good for. So all the things, if you're like, I can't exercise because I'm sore, well, exercise brings blood to those sore areas and loosens up those muscles or whatever. Or I just don't feel like it today, I'm too tired. Well, it gives you energy. So I feel like once you are consistent, I think it's the consistency that keeps people healthy and in that mindset. And then once you're there, once you see that, once you see what it's doing in your life, there's no going back. But I think consistency and discipline is one thing that people really realize when they're done, is that nobody comes into exercise being like, I just love getting up at 5 a.m. and going, like nobody's doing that. Not even me. I've been working out for 14 years on a daily basis, and I still don't say that. But I think of it as hygiene, and I think getting people to that point, I always tell people you wouldn't go weeks on end without showering or brushing your teeth, or for women shaving your legs or whatever, maybe in the wintertime, but you wouldn't do that. But the thing that's running your whole show, the thing that is running the show, you don't think about taking care of ever. which is, when you think about it in that way, that sounds insane if you think about it in that way. So I always tell people, think about it as hygiene for your brain. It's hygiene for your brain. If you're going to brush your teeth and you're going to take better care of your armpits than you are your brain, we need to change some things.
I think building good habits, making and keeping commitments to yourself are really powerful things, in terms of that mental health as
And
well. So,
yeah, being in control, yeah.
Reba.
You didn't mention the YMCA or bigger institutional big box stores. So are you only working with independents, and has any gym said, no, we're not going to participate?
We have had people say no. I think the reason people say no is that they don't have understanding of what we do. It really takes me, it is a new concept. It's hard for people to wrap their brains around like what we're doing. So it takes me going in and meeting with people. The reason that we don't currently, I do want to hopefully someday work with the Y to come up with a special contract or other big box. But the reason we don't do them currently is because we won't pay for a membership. So we only pay for sessions used because, like I said, I don't know if 75% is the actual number, just so you guys know. Don't look it up later and be like, oh, she lied to us. But it's a large percentage of finances that come into commercial gyms that are not being used. So we don't want to waste our funding on paying for a membership that's not being used. So like the Y, their group fitness is tied to the membership. So unless we would come up with a special, arrangement, we can't really use them. So we don't pay for memberships. This is why we don't use really any commercial gyms. Verge is one of ours, but Verge they don't do the group fitness. They just offer personal training. So in some of the places, they will only offer one or the other. If they're like a bigger gym, they'll only offer personal training if their group stuff is membership based.
So you're kind of fighting some of their own internal admin things. Sure. Kyle.
Hey, Miranda, do you have people in your life that have been a good coach or mentor for you, especially in this process? And what have they specifically said or done that has been helpful for you?
Oh boy, I've had so many people. So when I first started, I went to a little gym called Pulse Fitness in Mandan, and that's where I started my journey in a Zumba class, mind you. And the first day I went, I tripped over the dumbbell rack in the back because I was in the back hiding. And I tripped, fell, and that initial people lifting me up and being like, are you okay? Come on, let's keep going, made me want to keep showing up. And that's kind of how my life has been. I've had clients who have come to me who have changed my life. I've had just so many people in my life. My life has been changed by so many people, both clients, both other instructors in the community. After COVID happened, I ended up having to close my doors, and I moved in with another trainer who also was struggling, Tia Ward, and she's inspired me in so many ways too. So I have so many people that I could go on forever about how they've changed my life and changed my view. If you ever want to hear my testimony, I'd love to sit down and tell you all about my life and how it has changed, but we don't have time for that.
Well, we do have time for a final question. Ross, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I loosened up. I was doing some stretches. No, but thank you so much for what you do. What you do for these folks is super important and inspiring. So, what can we, as the 1 Million Cups community, do to help you to continue to succeed?
Okay, so like I said before, all of the things that I have listed before, we need board members who are knowledgeable in, like I said, areas that I'm not, like finances, grant writing, marketing, those type of things. We would love to grow a huge fundraising team and add more than one annual event. So if that's another way. we obviously need funding. So if you know of any grants that are available that we're not currently looking at, or you know how to write grants better than we do, we would love that help also. But one of the big things is if you know a partner for us that we aren't in with yet, and you can help explain, get the word of mouth out. This is not my full-time job. This is my passion project. So I also work full-time, and I have 3 children. So this is just my side gig. I only have so many hours in a day. So if I can get help just spreading the word of who we are and what we are doing and why it's important, that would be the biggest thing. Because once people understand what we're doing, to me, I guess it's a no-brainer that this should be happening, because the only issue is funding to help these people to get into a healthy community. So to me, it's a no-brainer. So I feel like if more people can hear about what we're doing and get people passionate about the mental health of our community and building a healthy community, that's probably the most important thing, because I feel like it does take one-on-ones with people to really get them to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I can't meet with people every day. So in the summertime I can, because I work at a school. So, but other than that, yeah, I need help for word of mouth. We need help on our boards, and yeah, funding.
Well, if you've got any ideas, any thoughts that you'd like to share with Miranda afterwards, please meet her up front here. Miranda, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, coming up, we have High Five Media Solutions next week. Schmidt Seasonal Service on the 5th, and then we've got a local artist, Linda Donelon and Peggy Anderson, coming to talk about a book that they've created. Wow, I didn't even have to push a button. This is like magic. These are all the ways to connect with us, including our YouTube, where we stream all of these things, and where you can also catch them if you miss one. There, I beat you. That's all we got this week, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your week. Get in that hammock.